Perhaps no other young actress in Hollywood works as hard as Jenna Ortega. In 2022 alone, she starred in 4 films and 3 television shows, and there are already 3 more projects in the works in which she will play a major role. Besides Wednesday, which is premiering soon, I'd like us to take a look at the 8 best Jenna Ortega movies and TV shows. Let's go! Number 8. The Babysitter, Killer Queen. Starring Jenna, this comedy horror film is a follow-up to Netflix's 2017 The Babysitter. The show tells the story of a young kid who discovers that his babysitter is a member of a satanic cult. The same young man returns for a second helping as he navigates high school while still dealing with the fallout from his encounter with Satanists. Number 7. Yes Day. In the family-friendly film Yes Day, Jenna stars alongside Jennifer Garner and Edgar Ramirez as they experience a day straight out of a child's fantasy in which the adults can do nothing except say yes. From yes to food, fun, and even a little mischief, the family has the time of their lives until they realize that maybe this isn't such a good idea after all. The film was released on Netflix in March 2021 and was met with mixed reviews. However, many praised Jenna for her performance as the mom who just wants to have some fun. If you're looking for a feel-good movie to watch with the kids, this is definitely one to check out. Number 6. The Fallout. Ortega and Maddie Ziegler star in the heartbreaking drama The Fallout, in which the two play students who survive a school shooting. In the wake of the devastating event, the film explores their inner struggles as they try to find healing and hope. The Fallout is a powerful film that will leave audiences shaken, but also inspired by the strength of the human spirit. Jenna Ortega and Maddie Ziegler give outstanding performances in this must-see film. Movies about school shootings are nothing new, but The Fallout is different. It's not a movie about the shooting itself, but about the aftermath and how the survivors deal with the trauma. Number 5. Scream. 22 years after the original, Ortega features in the long-awaited Scream remake. She continues the story of the teenage victim of the Ghostface killer from the first film. And in case you missed it, now is the time to check it out, because production on Scream 2 has already begun, and Jenna will be returning for more. The Scream franchise began in 1996 with the release of the first movie. The movie was an instant hit with audiences and critics alike, and introduced the world to the now iconic character of Ghostface. Ghostface is a masked killer who stalks and kills his victims, often using horror movie cliches to do so. So we're halfway through the video, but we've got some awesome Jenna Ortega films and TV shows to talk about. Your favorite might just be at number 1. Number 4. Jane the Virgin. Jenna starred in the CW hit series for an entire 5 seasons, where she portrays a youthful version of Gina Rodriguez's titular character, Jane Villanueva. The plot of Jane the Virgin circles around a young virgin Catholic woman who inexplicably becomes a mother. Fan support for the show remained strong until the series finale in 2019, and it became the first show on CW to be nominated for a Golden Globe. It's safe to say that Jenna has had a pretty successful career so far, and we can't wait to see what she does next. Number 3. X. If Scream hadn't already established Jenna Ortega as the new generation Scream Queen, X certainly did the job. In this bone-chilling film, a crew shooting an explicit movie in the Texas countryside is threatened horribly when their elderly hosts discover what they're up to. Just so you know, Jenna is not in the prequel film Pearl, which is currently playing in theaters. Number 2. American Carnage. In this film, Jenna co-stars with George Lendbohr Jr. and Eric Dane as a group of undocumented immigrant adolescents who were detained but managed to get their charges dropped by volunteering with the elderly. But when the true nature of the retirement home is revealed, the humor takes a terrifying turn. Number 1. Wednesday. Miss Ortega portrays Wednesday Addams as a young girl in Netflix's upcoming Addams Family spin-off. The show also stars Luis Guzman, Fred Armisen, Christina Ricci, and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and it will premiere on Netflix November 23, 2022. Now, for other related news. Jenna Ortega felt completely lost and confused when she began playing Wednesday Addams for Tim Burton. Tim Burton's coming-of-age comedy, Wednesday, starring Jenna Ortega as Wednesday Addams, premieres on Netflix on, you guessed it, Wednesday, November 23rd. Ortega recently had a conversation with Christina Ricci, the most famous actress to play the role of the iconic goth girl. Here, the classic cartoon characters created by Charles Addams get a new spin, and it turns out that Ricci plays a part in it too. Speaking with Ricci, Ortega said, and I quote, "It was really important for me that I wasn't doing a knockoff of your performance." For those who don't know, Christina Ricci played Morticia Addams in the 1991 film The Addams Family. Ritchie stated that she's able to empathize with the difficulty Jenna Ortega faced when filming her role as Wednesday. She said, and I quote, "In my experience, it can be challenging to move a traditional narrative forward when dealing with a character written in such an extreme way, particularly when working with different directors and different people's takes on such an extreme character. It must have been very challenging to introduce a character like this in the very first season of a television show." Ortega admitted, "Yeah, it was very stressful," before explaining further, "Tim didn't shoot all of the episodes, so it's great that you brought that up. We kept switching between Tim and the next director, and then back to Tim, and finally to the next director. It seemed to me that everyone wanted something different from her." The difficulty in remaining emotionless. Jenna Ortega mentioned that Tim was very adamant that she showed zero signs of emotion while filming. She further explained that, "It's hilarious and fantastic, except for the times when you need Wednesday to appear in every scene so the plot can advance. Those sorts of conflicts arose frequently because I sensed that others didn't always trust me when I was plotting out my story's development. Plus, we dive right into the first episode, which has a lot of action. You need to set the scene for the entire tale, and although I'm still getting my bearings, there are cello classes and archery lessons and this and that to attend to." Wednesday's time at Nevermore Academy is chronicled throughout the series. It's been called a spooky mystery with investigation in the spirit of Nancy Drew. During the course of the show, Wednesday tries to master her developing psychic gift, stop a monster killing spree that has scared the surrounding village, and uncover the mystery that entangled her parents 25 years ago, all while negotiating her new and highly complicated connections at Nevermore. Ortega, who at 19 had already had a decade's worth of acting experience, says it was a lot of work. Ortega also spoke of how she turned to her parents whenever she was feeling the heat. She said, and I quote, "I would call my parents every night in a panic because it was different from any job I had ever done where I typically have that time to sit into the character. When I arrived in Romania, the team's training and shooting sessions had already begun. There wasn't much room on the schedule for practice sessions. Stressful and perplexing is how I recall it feeling. I did my best, but that was the most stressful job I've ever had." How supportive was Burton? As any good leader would be, Jenna Ortega has admitted that Tim Burton remained supportive all through the training and filming process, and that was priceless at the time she needed help the most. She said, and I quote, "Tim was really great about it. He'd call me to his trailer in the mornings and ask, 'What are you uncomfortable saying? So tell me, what is it you wish to say?' Having helpful co-workers like Tim makes the process much less daunting. On set, I had a few folks like that who were absolute rock solids for me." Ortega says she struggled with maintaining her equilibrium. In her interview with Christina Ricci, Jenna Ortega continued to speak about the challenges she faced during filming. According to her, "Never before have there been so many people working on a single project. I had no idea where I was or what I was doing. Usually I have no trouble speaking up, but once you put me in that situation, I recall feeling helpless after the first month. I feel like the program has given me the confidence to use my voice in ways I never thought possible, and for that, I'm extremely thankful." So we've come to the end of the video, but before you leave, kindly tell us which is your favorite Jenna Ortega film or TV show. The comment section is all yours. And if you enjoyed watching this video, it'll be nice if you give it a like and a share. One more thing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to keep on getting more interesting content like this.